so this is Ms. Overton's video lesson on World War II and the Pacific Theater. You guys got to remember that there's two theaters of this war, the Pacific and the European. It's like they're two being fought at once. So anyway, first thing you got to know is Lend-Lease, how important that is. What's our policy when the war starts in Europe? We want to be neutral. We want to keep our backs turned, stay out of it, don't want to be into European affairs. We begin with cash carry. So Great Britain had to bring over their ships and we would load them up, they'd pay us, then they'd carry over their supplies. But their money runs out. And after France has fallen, Hitler's taken Poland, he's taken France, they're out of money, and we're like, we still want to stay out of the war, but what are we gonna do? Oh, okay, we'll lend them the money, and when they bring their ships over and load them up, after the war's ended, they can pay us back. So Lend-Lease is a very important factor here while we're still staying neutral. All right, now, what gets us into the war? First big battle for the United States is the Battle of Pearl Harbor. Not a real battle, sneak attack. As my grandparents used to tell me, they were on the radio listening to the Emperor of Japan in the White House talking about how we were friends. They were going to stay out of it, not get involved. But really, they were angry because we had put an embargo on their supplies since they were a country at war. So they decided to make us think they're friendly when they really catch us in the middle of the night. Early one Sunday morning. I've gotten y'all to watch that video, and you're gonna do some comments on it, something that I loaded on my Schoology page. So comment about that. And here's a lot of political cartoons that I may be using in the lesson too, with Dr. Seuss actually. He did a lot of political cartoons at the time, but we're trying to stay out of the war until Pearl Harbor. That's the single event when they bomb us, sneak attack, boom, we're all of a sudden at war. So like I said, we're talking about the war in the Pacific today, the Pacific Theater. Remember how I told you Hawaii and those islands that we gained through American imperialism, how they were fueling stations? Super important now to get us over. Initially it was for trade for China. Now it's to draw us closer to Japan and try to defeat them. So we take on the tactic. Next thing you need to know is island hopping. Island hopping was our strategy because there's problems in the Pacific Theater. It's a great distance. How are we going to get supplies to the boys? How are we going to get fresh food? All right, huge problem. So we take on island hopping, and that was take one island at a time until we defeat them one by one till we finally get to Japan. All right, the turning point is at the Battle of Midway. Battle of Midway, we give them that punch like you're seeing in this cartoon. That one, we pretty much do them like they did, Japan, when they sneak attacked us with and took so many ships out, lost so many American lives. We do the same thing at Midway. We lost one ship, they lost many. Turning point in the Battle of the Pacific because they're pretty much crippled and they see we're a force to be reckoned with. We're not going to back down. Okay. All right, so understand the concepts of island hopping. We're fueling stations. Those the islands get us closer to Japan, and the problems that we were faced to get to the boys, get men and supplies over to them, getting closer and closer to Japan. Now, this is more at the end of the war, but standards have it here. All right, so this secret thing was going on called the Manhattan Project, being devised by these really smart scientists. Einstein was in on it. Oppenheimer was a great mind, but they're creating the atomic bomb, and it's so secret, our Vice President, Harry Truman, does not even know about it. FDR is still the president. He's in his fourth term now, been elected 4 times. So they create the bomb after Einstein tells the Americans that Hitler does have the power to create an atomic bomb. It's created. Nobody knows about it. Where are we going to test it? Los Alamos, New Mexico. Why? It's in the desert. No, not many lives lost. We use this to defeat the war soon. All right. I'm going to show y'all a video clip about that one before too long. You've had one on the Midway Islands that hopefully you've answered some questions about that I posted and made comments. All right, once the bomb is dropped, why did Truman, who is now the president, because FDR dies in the middle of his term, we changed a lot of things about how the president, what he has to do, because he took oath, Truman did, knowing nothing about this bomb, war going on, and the many challenges that caused. Also, I told you guys they've changed. Presidents can't be elected over and over again. Now they can only serve 2 terms. So why does he choose to drop the bomb? One reason. They were dropped on Hiroshima, Nagasaki to save American lives. Okay, they initially thought that they were going to land like they did on D-Day, but I'm going to talk to you about D-Day because that arrives in the European theater in my next video lesson. All right, but instead of going on shore, taking Japan at Tokyo Harbor, they decided to drop the bombs and it'll lessen the lives lost of Americans. I want you guys to know that we did warn the Japanese people. We dropped notes out of airplanes, told them it was going to happen, begged the emperor to tell the people it was going to happen, told them to surrender or it would happen, but they did not listen. After the bomb is dropped, we did ask the emperor, we made him go on and tell his country that he was not a god. The Japanese people thought that the emperor was a god. So anyway, this is a model still. You see when you're in Japan, this model all the time. This was the one building that was left standing at Hiroshima. When I went to Japan, that's my one regret. I wish I'd been able to go see this. But it stands as a memorial today to represent peace. Never let war like that happen again. All right, so VJ Day, Japan surrenders after the bombs are dropped. Key concepts here are Manhattan Project, code name for building the atomic bombs. Where were they launched, tested? Los Alamos, New Mexico. Okay, why did Truman decide to do that? Because it would save American lives instead of going on shore, dropping more boys like they did in the European theater. But that's a lesson for tomorrow. These review questions I'm going to go over with you in a separate lesson as well. And you guys are doing great on our day 4 of digital learning. So hang in there, everybody. We're doing this together. Thanks for viewing. Good luck. Submit those plans that I'm sending out to you. Thanks.